What's going on, Tall Fans? It's Chris from COYB and we're just gonna get right into this bullshit of a game. We're just gonna be honest here. We had a very, very shitty match. We did not play well. We couldn't really create. Tommy Davis is the only. Tommy Davis and Idrissa Gana Gueye were the only two very active players throughout that match. The defense, they did well first half, I guess. Not even that great, but we fell apart. We fell apart, and it was despicable. Um, like I said in my halftime show, Rom he had two opportunities. Uh, he had one in the first half where he was battling it out with I think it was David Luiz. He he held him off, and then he sliced a shot. It was a half decent shot, rolled and skipped right across the face of the goal, um, towards like the far post. And I believe it was before that one. He had one. No, it was after. He had one. Enter Valencia played a pointless cross across the box, across the middle of the box. Tried to get onto Rom's head. Nothing came out of it. He could have just rolled it to Rom, whatever. Um, that just kind of fell apart. Uh, and then we had opportunities. Tommy Davis, he charged out into the box. Nothing really came out of it. The first attempt on goal from us was from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Surprised Thibaut Courtois with a near post shot. It went under Thibaut and it bounced off the crossbar. And Rom tried to go in and capitalize. That didn't work out. So, and then there was a few other little half chances, but I don't know if it's because we already qualified for Europe and we're just kind of, going through the motions, because he threw a Bruno Kone on, like, late in the second half. A Bruno Kone? I mean, he could have just not started Enter Valencia. I mean, yeah, it's nice to see Enter, get a start out, but and then Calvert Lewin. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. He had that in the first minute. He had that opportunity, but Calvert Lewin really hasn't done much since he's played. So why sit Kevin Morales? We're already down, one of our more important midfielders in Morgan Schneiderlin, and I'll give it to Tom Davis and Idrissa Gana Gueye. They played their part very well today. Idrissa, his job was to man mark Eden Hazard. For the most part, he had Eden locked up pretty well. I wouldn't say in his pocket, but he had Eden locked up pretty well. And that's a job. Eden Hazard is arguably the best player in the Premier League. He is fantastic. Arguably the third best player in the world. Maybe fourth, depending on if you're a Cristiano Ronaldo fan or not. So, I mean, and then Tom Davis, he really lit it up in the second half. He started pushing forward. He started, really trying to push the game up. And it's just an 18-year-old and a singular central defensive midfielder can't really, dictate a game. Our stars need to work into it. Second half, Ross Barkley started really picking it up. But for the most part, where was Lukaku? He wants this move to Chelsea, but he didn't show like he wanted to. He didn't really show his quality. And Phil Neville, he made a comment, in during the match while he was commentating the first half, where he said, there's something missing, something important missing out of Lukaku's game. And I could name not only one, but maybe two things. Now his touch has gotten better, but it still is very dodgy. So there's that, and that's always a huge criticism, gripe about his game. His second thing is his work on the ball. Now you see him. His famous thing is to do these freaking step overs, right? But not there's he's he's not agile enough for me. He's a big, powerful center forward. He's not he's not Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He doesn't have that type of uh add agility to him. That type of I don't. It's just something. He's way too stiff. He's not mobile enough. And I always compare him to Diego Costa. Diego Costa does the hard work. He'll come back into the midfield, bully some players, and then absolutely create something. Even if it's just him running or passing it off. That's something that Lukaku doesn't have. He doesn't do the hard work. He's too still all the time. And I believe that's one reason why he's so isolated. Because and the boys at Toffee TV always mention it. He's better with a partner. And that's why Ronald Koeman, through that's well, at least as far as I can think, that's why he put Ana Valencia in the lineup today. Because he knows that. And even back with Roberto Martinez, he would throw Aruna Kone in. So, excuse me, that was my phone. So it's obvious. It's obvious. Now, if he goes to Chelsea, yes, he'll have more, talented players around him. But and this is something else that Phil Neville had mentioned. When you wanna, when you, he said when you, if he was a big club and he was looking to improve his team, improve his strike force, he doesn't think he would be looking at Romelu Lukaku because he's not complete enough. He's very talented. He has an eye for goal. He has potential. And yeah, maybe moving to a bigger club with a more solidified team could help him, but I just don't know. There's just something missing. There's something missing. He's fast, he's strong, he can score. But he needs a partner because I don't think he has it in him to do the hard work like Diego Costa. He's not I don't know if he could get to the heights that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has. I mean, obviously Zlatan, he's definitely more weathered, and he has other abilities about him that can help him get out of tight spots. But Rom, I I don't honestly, I'm gonna take this out of Baz's book. Or not, it wasn't Baz, it was Ped from Toffee TV who said it. He said he doesn't love Romelu Lukaku, he likes him. Or something along those lines. I don't love him. He pisses me off a lot with his play and the things that he does and his constant talk on social media. So, but I appreciate everything that he's done, everything he does for us. But there's just I don't know. There's just this thing about him that keeps nagging at us and nagging at me and other fans as well, because it's just this one piece of his play that is missing, that just kind of falls. Eh, he just he goes missing in important games. Now, yes, he's tried today. Yes, Chelsea's defense is fantastic, but he could have done better today. And I'm not gonna keep poking at him. I'm gonna keep poking at the rest of the team as well. Bainsy did he did what he can. Uh, but we need to replace him. We need a replacement for him. And it's just obvious. We just need a whole new back line. We need a whole new back line. We just need reinforcements everywhere. And it's becoming more and more obvious throughout the season. Um Another thing I just want to poke at Rom again. Why is he taking free kicks when we need a goal? One goal down. Why is he taking free kicks? He's not a free kick scorer. For all you know, he could be practicing his free kicks in the training ground. But when we need a goal, when we need to score a goal and when 1-0 down, he should not be the one taking it. Bainsey, he hasn't had luck taking, scoring free kicks recently, but he's proven that he can over the years. So he should be the one on the ball taking that left-footed free kick. Not Rom. He did it once, maybe twice, but as far as I can remember, he only did it once. He only scored one. He shouldn't be on the ball taking free kicks unless Baines is not on the field. That's all I have to say about that. So it was a shitty game. Pedro scored the first goal of the match. It was a wonderful goal. I was pissed about it because they had scored and were 1-0 down, and I know Chelsea can just, once they score, that's it. They're just going to continue scoring, and that's exactly what happened. Pedro, he turned out Jack Yelka, who I'm going to, pick on after, I go through the goals. He turned Jack Yelka inside out with a magnificent turn. It's just what Pedro does. And, other Chelsea wingers, that's just what they're good at. They're good at turning defenders inside out. He turns and just lashes a wonderful left-footed goal out of reach of fucking Stecklenburg. And then the 1-0 up. Then the second goal came from a very, very poor defensive and goalkeeping error. Ghana fouls Hazard on like the left side of the box. It's just right outside, the area. Hazard, he puts in a pretty good cross. I forgot who reached it at first, or no, it was on its way in. There was like a scramble right off the line of the goal. Um, I think it was Ashley Williams. He might have cleared it, or Stecklenburg might have parried it. It hits off of Gary Cahill's knee. He had a crazy, pretty crazy shot earlier in the match, but it was straight at Stecklenburg. But yeah, it comes off his knee. It goes to him. He ends up being the one who scored the goal. And then the third goal, Chelsea, they made a change. They put Fabregas on. They took off Eden Hazard. They also brought in Nathan Ake for the injured David Luiz. He got injured from a tussle with Romelu Lukaku, and then they took off Pedro, and they put in Willian. Willian, I forgot what happened. I think there was like a layoff or something. He breaks free and just slots in the goal in the open net. That was it. That was the 3 goals. It ended 3-0. But yeah, I'm just pick on Phil Jagielka for a second. Too many times this season has he made way too many really, really sloppy back passes, and we almost paid for it again today. I just don't know what's going on. I mean, we need to get that. I mean, okay, the back pass is going to be, part of our game. It's just the way we play. But just a bit of that, Roberto Martinez, is still haunting. It's that stench is still, haunting the club. And I don't know what he's thinking, but way too many times have there been sloppy back passes. Yeah, okay, I could blame the likes of Seamus Coleman. I could blame maybe not so much Bainsey, but Seamus Coleman, Mason Holgate does it sometimes. Even Funes Mori and Ashley Williams. I drew a blank for a second. But most of the time, the defensive errors come from Phil Jagielka. And most of the time, it's just sloppy, soft back passes. I don't know why. I just don't know why. And that's why he got taken out the team for those few months in the beginning. Too many errors, defensive errors. But honestly, I'm not going to take anything away from Chelsea. They've built a team. They're spending a shit ton of money to build this team, but they built something. They built a team full of winners. They built a team that has experience winning trophies and being successful. So I'm not going to take anything away from them. Yeah, they're filthy rich, and most of their players and most of their winners has come from spending a shit ton of money. But I'm not gonna take anything away from them. They won their 3 points. We just, we just pulled an Everton. I guess we just fell apart. But we only have what 2, 3. We have 3 more games left in the season. We have Swansea coming up Saturday. We have Watford, and then we have Arsenal. If we win, um, if we win against Swansea, we'll have 61 points. If we win against Watford, we'll have 64. And if we come away with a draw, at Arsenal, because we are at the Emirates, um, we'll have all 65 points. So we it doesn't look mathematically like we're going to be creeping into the top 5. We can reach the top 6 with no problem if everything just goes well. So Arsenal do have a tough schedule coming up themselves. So, it's looking good. We can reach the top 6. Either way, we're in Europe, and we just have to look forward to the summer. So, yeah. So yeah, Tall fans, that's about it. Uh, just leave your comments. What you thought about the game. Go ahead, rage out if you want to, because it was a very, very disappointing result. Just a side note, as you can see in the background, I have Overwatch coming up. I've been streaming a little bit, Twitter. I've been streaming on YouTube, and I've been streaming on Twitch. Uh, YouTube keeps hitting me with copyright stuff because of music that plays in the background, like when I was streaming FIFA. But most of the time, I'm just gonna be streaming on Twitch. If you want to follow me on that, it's CYBTV 1878. Same thing as my Twitter. Hit me up on there. My Tumblr, CYBTV 1878. And of course, leave comments, and all that down here and on YouTube. Remember, go check out Love Everton Forum information. They're always up to date with like transfer stuff, so check them out. Great people. Excuse me. And so yeah. So remember, like, comment, favorite, subscribe. I'll hit you guys up on the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and peace.